Hello, my fram. It is Perez. I'm enjoying a cup of coffee. I'm doing some thinking. I'm doing some talking. And hopefully this video will help you and your finances. Some very sound, practical, and important advice. It is helping me and it will help you. And you guys have told me that my finance videos in the past have been helpful, talking about filing for bankruptcy, the changes I've made, what I've learned, and more. In fact, on my The Perez Hilton YouTube channel, there's an entire wellness playlist. So go to youtube.com/The Perez Hilton. If you're watching this right now, not on YouTube, if you're watching it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and browse around because I truly want to help you guys and I want to help myself. And help happens a few ways. Thoughts sometimes just organically happen, or you can will thoughts to happen by working on your thoughts, or life will push you towards thoughts. So, to recap, the internet says I am worth a lot of money. The internet is wrong. As I spoke about in my memoir that came out last year, shameless plug, if you don't have it yet, pick it up, TMI, My Life in Scandal. In the past, I made a lot of financial mistakes. I made a lot of business mistakes, from spending too much money on my bachelor pad, my first home, and then spending way too much money having it decorated, because when the money is pouring in, you think the money will always keep flowing that way, and that is not always true. In fact, it almost always isn't. Of course, if you're the exception to the rule, then you were blessed beyond belief by God. I also spent close to $1 million having my 3 children through surrogacy. Not a regret. One of the best things I've ever done. I also wasted millions of dollars in legal bills, blah, 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 blah. Some things I don't regret. I don't regret all of the epic vacations that I took my family on in the past. You guys know I took my mom and my sister everywhere from China, Argentina, Egypt, France. Where else did we go? India. Those are memories that will last a lifetime. I don't regret the almost 3 years that I lived in New York City. I do regret some of the things that I did while there, like having a bachelor pad for myself, which I did not need because I already had an apartment for myself and an apartment for my mom and her late boyfriend. May he rest in peace. I do think about him often. So, in 2019, you guys saw me talk about a lot of the changes that I made that were part of my diva ways. I wouldn't call it diva ways. I would call it life is a constant evolution and adjustment. And for me, I've constantly been evolving from old me to new me and from single person to dad. I did things a certain way for a very long time as solo Perez. And now that I have 5 people that depend on me, I can't do that anymore. My 3 kids, my mom, and my sister. So in 2019, after 11 or 12 years, I got rid of my meal delivery program, which I know I was overpaying for. It was very expensive daily, but I had convinced myself that I needed that for my health. And I had gotten rid of my personal trainer in 2019 as well, which I also had convinced myself that I needed that as well. And I think this year I am due for another tweaking and reset, both thinking and knowing that I need to do that. I'm very transparent. Last year was hard for me, as it was for most people. We were so blessed to be crushing it on my podcast. And we started off 2020 on such a high. and then and the podcast hasn't recovered yet. By the way, another shameless plug, if you don't listen to my podcast, if you've never checked it out, please do. It's a free way to get information and entertainment and also to support me. You could hear the Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or directly at perezpodcast.com. That was really bad. Just by how things worked last year, I spent less, so I kind of already did a bit of a correction. And we only took one vacation in 2020. Things with my website and other opportunities have been... I didn't make a huge payday for my memoir, whatever. It is what it is. I have to work for a living. It's one of the things that I deal with, like most people on this planet. And what is different for me is that I'm a single person. It's not a two-family household income generating home, blah, 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 blah. In 2020, I did something different. Well, actually, so another reminder, and I can't, you know what? Understanding, compassion. I did what I did when I did it all because that's what I thought was best or knew at the time. I didn't even have a real investment account until 2019. I didn't even set up an education fund for my kids until 2019, which if you guys have not done that, please do that, okay? Those are really important things. Here's a different thing that I did last year in 2020, which is leading me to the new thing that I'm doing this year. 2021, it's a prime number, a powerful number, a year of change, a good thing. I feel like a lot of last year I was just like stagnating and depressed, but whatever. This was a positive change that I did last year. Whenever I would make a cameo, all that money I would not touch. And to be overly cautious, I would leave half for taxes. So let me just do rough math, right? Let's say I charge $100,000 for a cameo, which I don't. And by the way, I make excellent cameos. They're personalized video. Oh my God, this is all full of plugs today. I make excellent cameos, personalized video greetings. If you don't have one from me, if you haven't had one from me in a while, if you want to gift it to somebody, I love making them. I have thousands of glowing reviews at cameo.com/Perez Hilton. That's cameo.com/Perez Hilton. And by the way, use the website. The app sucks. So let's say I make 100,000 per video, right? In the Cameo app, I look at my cut. So after Cameo gets their, I think it's 25% cut, I'm left with $75,000, which I don't charge that much. Okay, so then I get my $75,000 and I divide that by half and I leave half for taxes and the other half I don't touch. I tell my sister after every cameo, allocate, or maybe not half for taxes, like 40% for taxes, whatever. Anyways, like a real high amount. I tell my sister, put $30,000 in my investment account, put $5,000 each in the kids' education accounts. And in my mind, that was all great and all was good until my sister just told me, and this is where the universe pushed me into thought and action. My sister just told me that last month, she and my accountant had to get money from my savings to cover everything for me. Last month was not a good month for me. One of the many stresses in my life is I don't have a normal job where I can count on X amount of dollars every month. If you do have that, that is a blessing because then you can really budget yourselves. And as I've said time and time again, This is a very important Perezism. Do not live within your means. Live below your means. It may be painful, but even if it's just $1 a month, as they say, put that in an investment account. Put that in an education fund. Put it in both. Don't touch it and let that grow. And try to put more than $1 a month if you can. And heck, I know that some people cannot even put in $1 a month. I know that. I am still blessed. I am blessed. I know that. So last month we had to use money from my savings to cover my expenses. That was a big red flag. And what I'm about to reveal is my truth. I was going to say it's embarrassing or it's almost embarrassing, but I think it maybe is relatable. Your financial health in many ways is similar to your physical health. Some people don't like going to the doctor because they don't want to know what's wrong with them, or maybe they don't have insurance and can't afford it. There's lots of possibilities, but it's not even that. I just know some people, maybe they're older or Latinos, Latinas, whatever it is. Out of mind, out of sight, right? Back in the day, for my own good, because I was getting sued a lot and all of this stuff, my finances became very complicated. There are all these different entities and LLCs to protect me, protect my children. And a lot of people, when they're hot, do things like that. It has been, oh God, it's maybe been 4 years, and this is my fault, my bad. It's been 4 years since I actually sat down with my accountant and my sister, and I said, let's go over everything, explain everything to me, simplify things for me, because I need pie charts. I view things better that way than in just numbers. I need to be able to compare, okay, that piece and versus this piece and how much bigger. Like, I just work better visually than numerically. So the good news is I have set that up. I have a meeting planned, and I'm so thankful that I'm finally doing this. And I am like kicking myself figuratively, but not, for not having done this sooner. But I'm setting up this meeting, and I am going to make it a priority now to twice a year. Because I cannot let things go another 4 years, or just, not that I, in no way should this be interpreted that I do not trust my sister or I do not trust my accountant. I trust them both. They are both hardworking, decent, and have always supported me and done a great job. This is just to arm myself with more knowledge, and I am the one steering the ship, okay? I need to know the lay of the land and decide what needs to happen this year, if I need to tighten any more screws, if I need to get rid of my house, if I need to put my kids in public school. I would get rid of my house first. I will continue to invest, even though certain people in my life have told me already to take my kids out of private school. I could live in a smaller house. I could live in an apartment, and I will invest in my children's education. And I hope they see this video. I'm gonna remind them. So if you are a stay-at-home mom or dad, or if your husband or wife makes a lot more than you and they handle all the finances, I still think it's a good idea for you just to understand it all and to be an even better partner. If every situation is different, I just think for the most part, for everybody, knowing things, understanding things, having knowledge is power, and you can help, you can brainstorm. I wish I had somebody to like bounce ideas off of me, but I'm doing the work on myself, and that's it. Hopefully there were a bunch of helpful things in this. I still want to think and strive on ways that I can make more money and spend less, cut more. I've got to work on that. And that's it. Thank you. You're watching this video, supports me and my family. You are amazing. Hit the like button, leave a comment, follow, subscribe, share, and smile.